Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne. This is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be a swift kick to the balls. And obviously why you should avoid getting kicked in the balls. Now I'm talking about metaphorically, hopefully here. And what I'm going to discuss in today's video newsletter is actually talking about something that women, or I should say the majority of women who don't get men, this is a big thing that they do. And here's, when men are in a relationship, the thing that we're striving to do is that we want to feel successful. And that means that we want to feel successful that we're able to make our wife, our girlfriend, the women that we're dating, that we're actually successful at making them happy. And whether we had something to do with it or not, the bottom line is if our woman is unhappy, we take the blame for it. Now, what a lot of women do, the biggest mistakes probably the single biggest mistake that women make when they're in a relationship with a man or somebody that they're dating is, you see it in all the sitcoms, is that when something is not going the way they think it should, or when they want their man to treat them the way they think they should be treated. I don't know where it came from, but it's just constantly put out there that the way to get your man to do what you want is to nag, to whine, to bitch, to point out all the things that he is doing wrong. And of course, magically, he'll go, oh, okay, well, I'll figure it out. I get what you're saying, and I'll take corrective action. And I've written an article called Men Beware of the Bitchy Woman to recognize when a woman becomes bitchy, what's really going on. But this particular article is a little more slanted for women because I've actually got an email here that I'm going to go over in a minute from a woman. And I basically want to talk about the ways that women unknowingly sabotage their own relationship by emasculating the men that they're in a relationship with. I was just recently, a couple weeks ago, I was sitting down having dinner with some family, and a particular family member was talking about her husband. They've been together quite a few years, and we were talking about men and women and relationships, and she pipes right up. She goes, oh yeah, he doesn't have a fucking clue. And that's basically the kind of thing, in other words, she's saying, oh, he has no idea about women, he doesn't understand women. And she doesn't realize, and most women that make this same mistake don't realize, is that when you complain or you bitch, you're basically telling the man that you're unsuccessful at making me happy. And for us guys, in order for us to feel, think about it, masculine energy is all about purpose, drive, mission, achievement, succeeding in life. And in a relationship, we've got to feel like we're successful at making our woman happy. And if she's not unhappy, or if she's not happy, then of course we're not going to be happy. And if she's unhappy, we feel like we failed at making her happy. And what these women don't realize is just by needling and nagging and complaining and bitching, all they're basically doing is telling the men in no uncertain terms, you're a fucking failure as a man and you can't make me happy. And for us men, when we hear a woman start to bitch or nag or complain, what do? We pretty much tune them out. And so if you're a woman that's watching this and you think you're going to get the guy in your life to do what you want by bitching, nagging, complaining, what's really going to happen is he's just going to tune you out. And the more unsuccessful you make your man feel, the more he's going to withdraw from the relationship because you're constantly making him feel like he's not successful at making you happy. So eventually he's going to withdraw, and then at some point in time he'll leave the relationship altogether. And so the correct thing to do is to ask him in a loving way. I wrote a great article a while back called Ladies, Men Are Easy. And so you can Google it. You can Google Coach Corey Wayne, Ladies, Men Are Easy. And if you're watching this video on my website, I'll have a link right on the page that links to that particular article. But what you have to understand is we want to make you happy. And we need a good strategy. So if there's something we're not doing or we're not saying, write it down. Simple step-by-step instructions. A lot of women tend to beat around the bush and hope that the guy figures out what she's trying to say to him. If you're doing that, if you're talking around in circles and hoping he'll get it or figure it out, it's not going to happen. You got to give us logical step-by-step instructions because we're men. If we're achievement and goal focused, we need a list. We need a to-do list. We need a plan to follow. We're not driven by our emotions. That's not how we relate to other people. We relate through logic and reason. And so if the man in your life is not treating you the way you want to be treated, write it down on a piece of paper and in a sweet and loving voice say, honey, I would really appreciate it if you could do this, this, and this for me because, and if you explain to him that by doing this and following this plan that you're giving him, it's going to be really easy for him to make you happy. And obviously if he's successful at making you happy, then you know he's going to feel successful in the relationship. And if he feels successful in the relationship, then he's going to be happy. You're happy, he's happy, you're both happy together. It's a great way to be. It's how relationships are supposed to be. They're supposed to be effortless. So if you find this message of value, you can show your appreciation by going down to the would be a toolbar, which is on the bottom here. Actually, before we do that, I've got an email here that I want to read real quick. Just a real quick one. This woman says, "Hi Corey, I know you're all about helping the guy get the girl, but I was hoping you could help me out with something that's been on my mind a lot lately. Met a dude online a while back, and I'm starting to get the feeling that he might be gay. I actually asked him if he was, and he got pretty defensive. No shit, Sherlock. His reply was, what the fuck? Hell no, why would you ask that? Then I asked him if he ever thought about it, and he just said no. I played it off like I was kidding, but I'm not at all. I've always had good instincts about people, but I know I can be a bit paranoid also, and I don't trust anyone. I could really use your advice on this one." Well, basically what you're telling me is that he's not showing you love or doing the things that you expect or want or hope that a man would do for you. And since, in other words, you're not feeling loved and validated in the way you need to be loved and validated. And asking him if he's gay is basically a mean way of saying, you're not making me happy. And you're basically communicating to him that you don't think he's a man and that he's not successful as a man. I mean, any guy is going to say, what the fuck, why would you say that to me? And what you should have done is tell him and communicate to him what it is that he's not doing that you would like him to do, not because you're telling him that he's doing something wrong, but because you're asking him in a loving and a sweet way to do it. Because if he does this, this, and that, or whatever it happens to be, it'll really improve the quality of your relationship. And so if you find this message of value, you can show your appreciation by going down to the Would Be a Toolbar, which is at the bottom of your screen, and click the PayPal donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information in this video. At the very least, please share this page with all your friends and family by clicking any one of the social network sharing buttons, which are also located in the Would Be a Toolbar at the bottom of your screen. If you got a question that you want to ask me, or there's a topic that you'd like me to cover in a future video newsletter, just click the Contact Me tab, which is on the left-hand side of your screen, and send me 3 or 4 paragraphs detailing your situation. And give me several days to get back to you with a detailed response because I get a lot of email, and obviously I got to take care of my paying customers first. And if you'd like to talk to me about your situation so I can help you with a challenge or help you overcome something you're struggling with right now, you can book a paid phone coaching session with me personally by clicking the Products tab at the top of your screen and just follow the instructions. And I'll talk to you soon.